if a community college is looking to implement a help desk system and they want something that's easy to use right out of the box, already has a lot of features, not very complex to set up and support, easily customizable, I'd say Web Center is a very good choice because it was for us. One of the things that a lot of community colleges are missing is an asset management piece that ties all of the computer inventory to the user base and can tie incidents about those computers to the computers themselves. And assets can get away from you very quickly if you don't have control over where they are, who has them, what the replacement schedule is. And Web Center allows us to have all of those pieces integrated together with very little work to keep it up and running. We were able to import all of our We were able to import all of our assets into Web Center just using the spreadsheets that we had been keeping them in prior to that. And now that we have them all in a relational database that we can update and customize and get reports from, it's made our lives a lot easier.
Do you think you were losing some assets possibly, or just misplacing some, and now you have a better track of where?
I would say,
I mean,
we were in a situation where a lot of the assets that we had, we weren't keeping a really good record of when they were being replaced, what funded the purchase of those, and were they the operating system standard that we needed? Were they, old? What was wrong with them? And who owned them? What building were they in? What room were they in? Where were these computers, and how many did we have? And this Web Center tool allowed us to not only have a better answer to those questions, but it allowed us to run reports to say, okay, how many assets are due to be replaced in this particular building? Or how many computers does the biological sciences department have? And how many computers are staff computers? How many computers are faculty? How many are lab? And of those lab computers, how many are due to be replaced? How many are PCs? How many are Macs? All of these things were easy reports to generate and have at the ready. And I can create those ad hoc queries and have a URL that I can send to various committees or to faculty or staff or department chairs who want to know the answers to these questions. And they can follow those links and get real-time access to the answers.
And before it would have been very difficult to get those reports, I guess.
Before the reports, we were constantly answering questions in committee and having to go and research this information and prepare something custom as an answer. And it would take several days for us to be able to track that information down and get it into some sort of format that was usable. Now I can create the query in 5 seconds and send them a URL to the answer to that query that they can bookmark and run it whenever they want.
So it's paid for itself in terms of the cost. I mean, a little bit of work up front, but now that it's in there, it's definitely considered a cost-saving.
Oh, absolutely. It's a time saver, too, because now I don't have to field those questions about the inventory. Anybody can log in and look at the inventory systems themselves. They can run their own queries on the assets, find out what the status of things are and where things are, and they don't have to ask me constantly.
Right.
It's just at their fingertips.